And we'll start off with the headlines as usual.
Many drought-affected areas receive heavy rainfall. Earth slip warnings in several districts. A decline in the rainy weather condition is expected after the 6th of this month. The GCE advanced level examination results are to be released within the next 2 days. Minister Amaraveera says there is no need to import rice. Typhoon Haikui severely affects Taiwan, causing power failures in 10,000 houses.
On to those and other stories in detail now. The Department of Meteorology says that the propensity of increase in rainfall in the southwestern region could be expected till the 6th of this month.
The minor cyclone condition developed in the Pacific Ocean is said to have attributed to the situation. The Meteorology report adds that with the cyclonic condition, an intensification in the influx of wind flows is also witnessed. The heavy rains have inundated many low-lying areas in the Colombo district, including Maradana, Borella, Vallampitia, Migoda Colonnava, Sedavatta and Kotikavatta. A Mara tree in front of the Fort railway station, Colombo, has fallen, restricting vehicle transport in the Allcourt Mawata into the signal lane. The fire extinguishing unit of the Colombo Municipal Council and the security divisions have removed the tree. Many low-lying areas in Urapola, Vitiala, Karagoda, Uyangoda have come under water as a result of the overflowing of Kiramaara, a tributary of the Nilvala river in Mathura. The paddy cultivation was also reported to have been affected. The Mathura Disaster Management Unit requests residents living near the Nilavala river to remain vigilant of further flooding. The water level in the Kaluganga is also reported to be increasing with the incessant rainfall. Many areas of low altitude in Kalavila, Kanda in Beruala have also been inundated. It has also been reported that damages caused to around 200 acres of cultivated land. Water-feeding regions of Castle Reek and Mausakale reservoirs located in the western slopes of the Central Highlands were reported to have been receiving heavy rains since last night. However, engineers in charge of the reservoirs say that the increased rainfall has not yet been sufficient to increase the water levels of the reservoirs by a substantial level. The heavy rains have also increased the water level of the Castle. Power supply has been disconnected to around 200 houses in Akurasa and adjacent areas due to the falling of trees on power cables during heavy rains. Officials of the Akurasa Electricity Board have seen taking measures to restore the electricity system amidst the torrential rainfall. The areas of Kego, Rambukana, Mavanella and Arannayaka have also said to have received considerable rainfall. In the recent past, the water in the Maoya was not sufficient event to bathe elephants at the Pinavala Elephant Orphanage. Dry weather condition in the Hambantota district has come to an end with continuous rainfall since last night. Ripened paddy fields in Ranna and Kattua in the Hambantota district have been badly affected as a result of continuous rainfall. The rainy and windy condition in Vallavaya has led to the falling of a tree on a house, Badalanda Ayaya. 2 persons in the residence have been injured and admitted to the Vallavaya base hospital. The person who was digging a foundation for a wall for house construction was killed when a mountain of soil fell on him. The victim was a resident of Veralugas Hinna, Navlapitia. Meanwhile, the National Building Research Organization has issued earth slip warnings for many areas under Stage 2. Stage 1 warnings have been issued earlier to Bulat Sinhala, Valalavita, Palindanuara, Matugama and Ingiriya in the Kaluthura district. Haliyagoda, Kuruvita, Kalawana, Keriyalla, Ayagama and Ratnapura in the Ratnapura district, Baddegama, Elpitiya and Nagoda in the Galle district, Ruwanwalla, Bulatkahupitiya, Yatiyantota, Daraniyagala and Dehiyogata in the Kagalle district. The Meteorology Department forecasts certain locations in the western, Sabaragamu and southern provinces receiving heavy rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters. According to the National Meteorological Report, intermittent or thunder showers may experience in the sea areas beyond the coast from Puttalam to Colombo and Galle and Mathura to Hambantota. But the Ministry of Agriculture says crop damages during the drought have been substantial.
It further points out that more than 60,000 acres of cultivated lands have been affected by the dry weather condition by the 1st of this month. Drought was reported to have destroyed farmlands of around 56,000 farmers. In the Hambantota district has been extended to around 4,500 acres. In the Kurunegala district, crop damages are still being reported and it is believed to have affected around 26,000 acres. 32,000 farmers in the district have been facing difficulties as a result. Some crop damages continue to be reported. Minister Mahinda Amaraveera said that the country has no need to import rice as a result of destruction of paddy cultivation due to the drought. The minister further said that a bountiful harvest was reaped in the last Maha season and added that due to the untiring commitment of the farmers, a substantial paddy harvest was received in this Yala season as well.
Minister Susil Premchand, participating in a ceremony in Bandarawala, has expressed hope of issuing GCE advanced level exam results within the next 2 days. He further said that there will not be any more postponement in the holding of the advanced level exam. Minister Susil Premchand said that exam results will be delivered in a relatively short duration within the next 2 or 3 days. He also said that the Department of Examination has published the dates of the conducting of the advanced level examination and there is no need to change these dates. He also said that if the timetable was changed, the candidates would be subject to severe inconveniences. Then it would not become possible to cover next year's syllabuses.
The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Dayasiri Jayasekara, says that the SLFP will have to engage in future politics after selecting one of the two avenues available for them, that is, the government or the opposition. He has expressed this opinion at the 72nd anniversary ceremony of the party today. The event took place at a private hotel in Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte with the attendance of President of the party and former President Maithripala Sirisena. The ceremony was conducted with the participation of several SLFP MPs representing the government.
General Secretary of the SLFP, Dayasiri Jayasekara, said that they all must come into a single opinion, that is whether to engage in government politics or remain a position. The party must stick into one position. The next government will have to be formed based on that decision. The General Secretary also said the present government has no program to rectify the shortcomings. They have failed to find the solutions to the dollar crisis. He also said that they are trying to attract $20 billion into the country in the next 4 years. Dayasiri Jayasekara also said the president should have a vision to restore peace and normalcy and to bring more tourists to the island.
Former President Maithripala Sirisena said that the theme of the 72nd anniversary is to unite and prepare for a change. Such a change is necessary to build the country. The former president has also pointed out that they should function as one group with a sense of brotherhood, dispelling all forms of division.
Political parties presently are organizing promotional meetings targeting upcoming elections. Setting up of a party branches and membership recruitment drives of the Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramune in the Homagama electorate have taken place today. These programs were organised by Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena in the Godagama area.
අයි මේ පාලම් බොක්කු දේශපාලනය කරනවා කියන්නේ දෙක. පාලම් බොක්කු දේශපාලනය නිකම්ම වෙනවා ජාතික දේශපාලනය කරලා ඉවරලා. හරි ආණ්ඩුවක් හදලා ඒකට වැඩ කරනවා. එහෙම කරන්න බැරි නම් මේ තිබුණාට වඩා නරක තැනකට රට වැටෙනවා.
අද ජනාධිපතිවරු වෙන්න පක්ෂ කීපයක් දඟලනවා. සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමාලා ජනතා විමුක්ති පෙරමුණ මාලිමාව ඒකම අපෙන් කැඩිලා ගිය උදවිය. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලන්ට තියෙනවා ප්‍රශ්නයක් උත්තරයක් දෙන්න ඕනේ අපිට. මේ කඩාවැටෙච්ච රට ගොඩගන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා.
General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna Tilvin Silva has presided over a meeting of party members in Badulupitiya in Badula yesterday.
අපිට ලැබෙන පළවෙනි අවස්ථාවේදීම මේ 75 වසරක දූෂිත ක්‍රමය පාලනය වෙනස් කරලා ජනතාවගේ ආණ්ඩුවක් හදන්න ඒකට නායකත්වයක් දෙන්න ජාතික ජන බලවේගයට පුළුවන් ඒකට අපි සූදානම් කියන එක දැන් අපි කවුරුත් එක්ක කරනවා.
Chief of Presidential Staff Sagala Ratnayaka has presided over Kamburupitiya electorate meeting of the United National Party today. UMP Matra district leader Gayan Sanjeeva and Kamburupitiya electorate organizer Janith Vikramasinghe have organised these events. The 157th anniversary of the Sri Lanka Police falls today.
The 3rd of September 1866 is considered as the day of commencement of the police service in the island, when Sir G.W.R. Campbell assumed duties as the head of police. By the year 1806, the English nationals had passed an ordinance for police duties outside of the city of Colombo. In the year 1833, a police service was established which had been maintained through state expenditure. During that period, the population in the city was around 39,000. In order to cater to the needs of this population, a police group comprising of 165 officials was on duty. It was in the year 1843 that the governor of Ceylon had been entrusted with the authority to set up a police station in any town in the country. There were 48 police stations set up in the country by the year 1863. The first police chief of Sri Lankan origin was Richard Aluvihare, who had assumed duties as the 11th head of police force in the year 1947. Upon receiving independence in 1948, numerous duties had been introduced to increase the number of police stations in relation to the changes that had taken place. The police force had been bravely and directly all anti-government agitations and rebellions. At present, the services of the Sri Lanka police have been expanded to numerous fields. The police is identified today as one institution under the new criminal justice system. All religious observances have been conducted at the police headquarters as well as in the police stations throughout the island in connection with the 157th police anniversary. Minister of Public Security Tiran Alice and other officials took part in these ceremonies. Many social hospitality services have also been conducted in parallel to the police anniversary celebrations.
One of the leading shipping companies in the world, the FAR company, has agreed to extend employment opportunities to skilled local sailors. The company has expressed willingness to grant this concession when a group of officials of the company has called on Minister of Shipping and Aviation Services, Nimal Siripala de Silva, at the ministry office yesterday. Managing Director of the FAR shipping company, Yu Yong-jun, has stated on this occasion that his company is in a position to provide jobs to a large number of Sri Lankan skilled young naval personnel. He added that methodologies of recruitment would be discussed in depth with relevant parties in the Sri Lankan shipping sector. Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva said that the Mahapula Marine Institute under the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, the Morato University as well as institutions in the private sector are engaged in training quality shipping personnel every year. The minister has also extended the gratitude of the Sri Lanka government for providing employment opportunities for youth in the shipping and numerous sectors.
Sabaragamuwa Province Governor Naveen Disanayake says he is confident that only President Ranil Wickremesinghe will be able to save the country from the current economic crisis. He has made these remarks participating in a program in Panavala in Ahaliyagoda. A long-felt need of opening a Bhikkhu ward at the Panavala Ayurvedic Hospital in Ahaliyagoda was also fulfilled yesterday. The new ward was constructed at a cost of 20 million rupees under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the Mundigala Aranya Senasana Venerable Millave Mahinda Thera. Governor of the Sabaragamuwa province, Naveen Disanayake, said that he believes in his heart that only President Ranil Wickremesinghe is able to bring the country out of the present economic crisis. The governor further said that today we have to face an economic war and not a war against terrorists.
Now, former Municipal Councillor Mohammed Nafar has removed his name from the list of local government candidates of the Samagishana Balavega and rejoined the United National Party. He said at a media briefing at the Sirikata party headquarters today that he has come back to the UNP in order to extend support for the program of the President. Local government candidate of the Samagishana Balavega, Mohammed Nafar, said that he approves the policies of President Ranil Wickremesinghe and added that he would strive to make once again the Colombo Central the fortress of the UNP. The former provincial councillor further said that he has faith only in the policies of the President and the UNP.
And here are some local news items in brief. The Sri Lankan Wildlife Institute, where wildlife environmental training of international level is available, was declared open yesterday. The institution is located in an extent of 53 hectares of land in Sandathanna in Havalia, Nuvarelia. A sum of 1,500 million rupees has been spent on the project. The course is titled NVQ 6 for wildlife officials, NVQ 5 for wildlife rangers and NVQ 3 for assistant field officers in the wildlife sector are being conducted. 2 persons injured in a 3-wheeler lorry road accident in Ravala on the Colombo Kandy Road have been hospitalized. The victims were the 2 police sergeants attached to the Ganemulla police station. A person was killed when entangled in an electric cable laid to protect crops in his own home garden. The victim is reported to be a former JVP provincial councillor of the Central Province and a resident of Shantipura, Nora Elia. 3 persons who are alleged to have been involved in a racket of selling motorcycles stolen from many areas in the island using forged accounts on Facebook have been arrested by the Giriulla police station. 8 stolen motorcycles and several forged number plates were also apprehended. A person suspected to have committed homicide and another person who aided him have been taken into police custody by the officials of the Colombo Crime Division in a raid conducted in the Meetotamulla area. A T-56 firearm, 5 grams and 890 milligrams of heroin were also found in their possession. The police believes that the T-56 weapon belongs to underworld gang leader named Ganemulla Sanjeeva. The Industry 2023 Jaffna edition Northern Province Industrial Exhibition has ended today. The exhibition was conducted on a concept of Minister Dr. Ramesh Patirana and organized jointly by the Ministry of Industries and the Industrial Development Board.
On foreign news, 2 people have been injured and nearly 10,000 households left without power as Typhoon Haikui approaches Taiwan.
The 2 injured people were traveling in a van when a tree fell on the vehicle, leaving them trapped inside. They suffered injuries but were conscious and taken to hospital. As of 2 p.m. local time on Sunday, more than 9,300 households in the Taitung and Hua Lane counties had lost electricity. State electricity provider Thai Power said. Repair works are underway. The capital Taipei is currently experiencing heavy rains. Taiwan's Central Weather Bureau said Typhoon Haikui was moving westwards at a pace of 7 kilometers per hour with winds of up to 155 kilometers per hour. Haikui will be the first typhoon in 4 years to directly hit Taiwan and is expected to bring heavy rainfall to eastern regions, according to the Weather Bureau. It warned that heavy rainfall could trigger flash flooding and landslides in parts of the country.
The mountainous Hualien counties could see total precipitation of more than 500 millimeters.
Now, more than 100 people have been injured in clashes between rival groups of protesters from Eritrea in the Israel city of Aviv, with the police firing warning shots in the air to disperse the demonstrators. Fighting broke out on Saturday after hundreds of Eritreans, critical of their government, approached a venue where a pro-government event was being held. Protesters broke through police barriers and smashed windows of police and other cars, as well as windows of nearby stores, and Haaretz newspaper reported. They were also able to enter the venue near the Eritrean embassy and smash up chairs and tables. Megan David Adam, Israel's emergency medical service, said it treated 114 people, 8 of whom were in serious condition. Footage on social media showed Eritrean government supporters beating anti-government protesters with clubs. Reuters journalists saw men with head wounds and bloodied arms, some lying on the ground of a children's playground.
Now, 18 suspected robbers were shot and killed during a shootout with South African police in the Limpopo province. Addressing the media from the crime scene in Makado in South Africa's northernmost province, National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemola said the suspects were allegedly planning a cash-in-transit heist and were responsible for similar crimes in other provinces. We do believe this syndicate has been involved in a number of CITs in this province, Mpumalanga and Gauteng, Fanny Masemola said. One police officer was injured in the shootout.
On sports news, the Sri Lanka women's cricket team has been able to record a historic victory against the England women's team in the T20 match played yesterday. The Sri Lanka team has won the second T20 of the current series by 8 wickets in Chelmsford in England.
The England's women team batting first were all out for 104 runs in 18 overs. Charlie Dean has scored 34 runs. Successful bowlers of the Sri Lanka side, Udeshika Prabodhini, Hiroshi Priyadarshini, Inoka Ranavira and Kavisha Dilhari have taken 2 wickets each. The Sri Lankan women's team in reply were able to score 110 runs for the loss of 2 wickets in 13 overs and 2 deliveries. Chamari Atapattu has scored her 8th half-century in T20 encounters. Harishita Samaravikrama and Vishmi Gunaratne have remained not out at 30 and 18 respectively. This was the first instance of Sri Lankan women's team securing a victory against the England women's team.
And another one depart. And the last one goes. It's a beautiful piece of bowling.
The Asian Cup cricket tournament match between Bangladesh and Afghanistan is presently being played at the Lahore Cricket Grounds in Pakistan. It is mandatory for the Bangladesh to win this match in order to become eligible to enter the 4 teams in the final round.
Bangladesh, after winning the toss, has decided to bat first. Openers Muhammad Naeem and Mehidi Hassan has maintained a 60-run partnership for the opening wicket. The second wicket fell when the score was at 63 with the exit of Tawhid Hidoi. Mehidi Hassan has recorded his 3rd half-century in one-day international cricket today.
In Jannat was into the pitch, hammered away off some.
It has been very impressive.
Nice shot. Nice. Got it! What a delivery!
Pakistan was able to become eligible to the Super 4 group of the Asian Cup cricket tournament yesterday, despite the fact that the encounter against India was ended without a decision. The match was played at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium. India was all out for 266 runs at the end of 48 overs and 5 deliveries. Ishan Kishan scored 82 runs and Hardik Pandya 87. Shaheen Shah Afridi took 4 wickets. However, Pakistan team was not able to bat due to rain. Although the match ended without a decision, both India and the Pakistan teams have received 1 point each. The Pakistan team was able to enter the Super 4 group as they have earlier beaten Nepal. The second match of the Indian team in the tournament will be played against Nepal tomorrow.
267 runs to beat India from their 50 overs. The first time we've seen the whole ground being covered.
Now, the Isipatana and St. Peter's Colleges of Colombo have been successful in entering the finals of the Inter-School Knockout Rugby Tournament. In a semi-final match played today, St. Peter's College has become eligible to enter the finals by beating St. Joseph's College, Maradana.
In the match played at the Havelock grounds, Colombo, St. Peter's has secured victory by a margin of 16 to 11. At the end of the first half, St. Joseph's were leading 8 to 0. In the first semi-final, also played at the Havelock grounds yesterday, the college team beat Zahira College. At the end of the first half, Isipatana was ahead with 13 to 10. The team has added 26 more points in the second round and the final score was 39 to 10 in favour of the Isipatana team. The finals between Isipatana and St. Peter's Colleges is scheduled to be played at the Royal College grounds on the 10th of this month.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Delanjali, together with Niket, signing off. Good night.
Good night.